you're a fan of GTA, you know who Sweet Johnson is. He's hated by many being how he acts near the end and the beginning of the game towards CJ. But what if I told you that Sweet actions and how he's perceived is a misconception? As we know, Sweet is the oldest of four. Growing up in Canton, he will become involved with the street life. Later in his life, he will form the Grove Street families alongside his neighbors Big Smoke, Ryder, his little brother CJ, and his other little brother Brian. They would then become a popular gang in their area. With being a popular gang, they would of course have rivals. In 1987, Brian is killed. His death was never fully explained, but if you think about it, it's definitely due to gang violence. It's implied that CJ was there at the time of his death but didn't do anything to save him. Sweet blames CJ because of this, leading CJ to leave town. He also didn't show up to Brian's funeral. This leaves Sweet by himself to fend for him, his mother, his sister, and his gang. Now it's 1992. Brian is now the only fallen Grove member. Grove Street's power is little to none at this point, which makes other Grove Street family members start their own family set away from Sweet. It's mentioned that Sweet wasn't a good leader, but I'll get into that later. The rest of the gangs in LS are starting to benefit from the crack game, being that money for crack in the early 90s is a guaranteed payday. Sweet, knowing how bad drugs can be and how much money he can make, he still doesn't partake in this. Making more people who he grew up with also disband from him to gain money from crack. He has a conversation with his childhood friend Big Smoke, with him trying to convince Sweet it's a good idea for their gang to start moving said product. Sweet responds to him saying this:
"This ain't a fucking playground craze, man. This is the biggest money-making opportunity that guys like us will ever see."
I got all the shit I need. Man, I thought we was in this for the hood. Not destroying the family, man. It's Grove Street, nigga.
Smoke then asks about CJ. Here we see how Sweet feels about his brother 5 years after Brian's death. He even feels that CJ is a perpetrator, being that he was involved with the Grove Street families, but leaves their brother to die. He also didn't like the fact that CJ moved to Liberty City.
Nigga, talking to holding families together. You heard from CJ lately?
We ain't speaking. He got his own life, more than he deserved.
Brian been dead, 5 years now?
Yeah, CJ had 5 years when he should have been dead. Man, I lost two brothers, man. One got killed and one showed himself. Oh, perpetrating ass.
You real gangster, man, but you gotta lighten up. See, CJ,
CJ running around like a fool on the East Coast. He can rot in hell for all I give a fuck.
The Johnson family would again have another loss. Although Sweet was the intended target, his mother was killed instead. With Sweet being the leader of Grove Street, he has guilt the same as CJ, being that his mother and little brother was killed because of his gang activity, although he has it well. He then talks to CJ for the first time in 5 years to inform him what took place. His feelings towards CJ at this moment went out the window due to what just happened, but will flare back up after CJ misses the funeral.
I can't believe she gone, man.
That's another funeral you ran away from, fool. Just like Brian's.
Hey, she was my mama too.
Not for the past 5 years she wasn't, nigga.
Although he didn't know he was stopped by a crash. But Sweet happened to be the captain of a sinking ship, he of course can't show his real feelings, not even to his relatives. So most of his comments to CJ is him diverting attention away from himself. Although it's flawed, this happens more than what you think. Later, Sweet and CJ will cross out their enemy's graffiti in their enemy set. After this, Sweet asks about CJ's money situation. CJ explains how Crash took most of his money to when Sweet gives him $200. This shows Sweet still has love for CJ regardless of what he says about him and to him.
Yeah, it all comes back.
How you doing on the Fetty?
I'm kinda short, you know. Crash took what I came with.
Already? Shit, them boys on the game. Here, get yourself a beer or something. I'll catch up with you.
The families would then become a tightly sold gang again. Sweet would then plan an attack on the Ballers to when he is shot. CJ arrives and tell him that Smoke and Ryder betrayed the families. CJ defends Sweet. He is then arrested, being sent to a prison infirmary. In the last 5 years, he lost his mother, his brother, his childhood friends turned on him for financial gain. His gang for the second time is now in turmoil, even now them being on and selling crack. Notice how the Grove Street families get involved with crack as soon as Sweet gets locked up. He later calls CJ from jail, telling CJ he has to do something. At this point, CJ is the only person he can trust.
Sweet, what's going on, man?
And what the fuck you think is going on? I'm in the prison hospital, nigga.
I know. You alright?
Hell nah. You gotta do something, man.
I'm trying, man. I just gotta make sure Kendall's safe first.
Alright, man, I gotta go.
Don't worry, bruh. I ain't gonna leave you in there.
Sweet will call CJ way after the first phone call. At this point, you can hear how defeated and hopeless he is. Not believing CJ after he says he will get him out.
Carl, what's up? It's your brother.
Hey, what's up, man? You okay?
Not really. I'm stuck in a cell between two lunatics. And people keep trying to jump me. This shit ain't cool, partner. You looking after Kendall?
Nah, she looking after me.
Right. That's cool.
I'ma get you out of there though, man.
Oh, you ain't nigga? Who you think you are? I'm here for life. I guess I've grown used to it now.
No, you not, man. I'm working shit out. Whatever it takes.
That's a negative. I'm through hoping. Have a nice life, brother.
Hold on, man. I'm getting shit worked out for you. Just hang in there. Sweet. Sweet. Shit.
But he would then be released after CJ worked for his freedom. Mind you, Sweet is backstabbed by his childhood friends and shot during a gang war, leading him to be arrested. Sweet would then be thrown off guard after CJ explains his new endeavors, being that he never had the opportunity to do anything other than gangbanging. So him hearing CJ's legitimate accomplishments was a foreign language to him, since at this point he's still stuck on being shot in a gang shootout on top of everything else, something money can't fix for Sweet. He would say to CJ that he never did get it.
Hey, man. Let me get you some new clothes. Come on.
New clothes? Nigga, what the fuck is this bullshit?
What you mean, man? What's mine is yours, and you know that.
You never did get it, did you, Carl? I need to go check on things in the hood. Man, that's the problem. You always a perpetrator, running from what's real.
Hey, man, shit's fucked up there. You don't want to be in the hood.
No, that's exactly where I want to be. What you done for our hood?
Man, what the hood done for me? Always dragging me down. Ever since I got out the hood, shit been cracking. That's everybody's dream to get out the hood.
Man, you sound just like Smoke right now.
Johnson brothers would then return again to when they see how much crack polluted their neighborhood. With Sweet minds still on the streets, they cleared the neighborhood of dealers and rival gang members who took over their stomping ground.
Look like baseheads and took over the spot. Let's go home.
This is home, man. Get these fuckers out of Mom's house. You was born in there. Damn.
After settling back in on the outside world, Sweet will almost indulge in the same thing he fought hard to keep away from his gang. After being free, Sweet will then become more hopeless after he sees his gang fall apart due to crack, making him about to give in to this drug. But he is stopped by CJ. CJ explains that crack will steal his heart, knowing what Sweet stands for. We see Sweet realize he was about to make a huge mistake.
Oh, what the hell you doing?
Shit. Man, everything is KKK. Man, I just want to see what's so good.
What's wrong with you, man?
Man, this shit already destroyed the whole hood. I might as well let it destroy me too.
Man, you don't need that shit, Sweet.
What do you know about this? This is what it boils down to now.
Come on, Sweet, soak the smoke.
Hey, man, that shit steal your heart. You can't see that? This bitch talk nice to you and this what you
Oh,
do?
fuck this.
You're gonna have to deal with beat up.
What? Beat up? We can handle
Ow,
that shit right
get
now,
your hands
then.
off
Show
me.
ass out of here. Bitch.
CJ would then ask what was Sweet thinking wanting a free base. For the first time in the game, we hear Sweet's real feelings about things with him, saying he's tired.
What were you thinking back there, bruh?
I'm tired, man. I'm real tired. Tired of putting in the work and still shit don't get better. Tired of seeing my family fall apart.
Sweet, man, you got more heart than that. Sure, things are screwed up now, but we finna turn a corner, man. The day is coming when the Johnson family will be at the top, and it's coming real soon.
I hear you, CJ. You're there for us. I know that.
They would later take back Glen Park to when his old friend Big Bear decided to break free from crack. CJ would take him to a rehab to when he explains the fall of GSF and Sweet's poor leadership, which I'm here to debunk. Although this is deleted dialogue, this shows how people around Grove Street felt towards Sweet once the gang started to crumble. But these are the people that went against Sweet leadership.
Grove Street families used to be tight, man. The little Brian got caught up, you ran off. I don't mean to dish you, man, but you did.
I know, but I'm back now.
True, homie. That's real spit. Anyways, man, Sweet, he just became a hard man to be with, you know? Then we got bad blood with Seville Boulevard families, and they split from the Grove, then Tempo, hell, they went Lone Ranger too. Sweet, man, he did absolutely nothing. Next thing I knew, beat-ups, he making money, Grove Streets, they set tripping. Streets ain't no place to be, man, when every fool is trying to make a move. So I tried my first blast. See what the fuss is all about, right? Now look at me.
Big Bear starts off by acknowledging Grove Street power until Brian is killed and CJ leaves town, this being true. He then says Sweet became a hard guy to be with, but with being a leader that just lost his brothers in the middle of a drug epidemic will have even Big Bear a hard guy to be with. He then explains how other family members start to split from Grove Street. He then says that Sweet did nothing about this, but what is Sweet supposed to do at this point when old Grove members start going against what he stands for? And lastly, Big Bear himself strays away from Grove Street, being that Beat Up starts to get money from crack, which later turns him into a user himself. This proved that Sweet did in fact have good leadership, being that Grove Street members had to branch away from Sweet in order to move crack, being that he didn't let it fly. Down the line, there's a riot taking place. Sweet will argue with CJ, implying that the time CJ was in Liberty City, he was left with having to make ends meet for the Johnson families. He's not mad at CJ for being successful in his argument, being that he never cared about money. He's still on the fact that CJ has been gone for 5 years now, trying to relate to what Sweet went through.
CJ, this is some serious shit, man.
Hey, man, I know, man. I went through a lot of shit for this family since you been gone, so I know.
What? For yourself, not for the family. Don't get shit confused, nigga.
Man, when you gonna give me a break?
When you stop acting like you the man. You keep yapping on what you done did, let me tell you what I done did. When Kendall needed shoes, I went out and got the money. When Mom's needed an operation, I robbed people for the bread. While you off in Liberty City thinking about your own shit. For 5 years, come on, man. Now you do something you wanna fucking pray? Nigga, please.
Down the line, they will get their gang back together during the riots, leading them to kill Big Smoke, and the rest is history. People see Sweet as ungrateful, being that CJ did so much to get him out of jail, but people forget what actually was important to Sweet. He couldn't just walk away from the gang life just because CJ became successful. His last moments on the outside world was him with a gunshot wound and learning that his lieutenants betrayed Grove Street. So for Sweet, it's a slap in the face for him, being that CJ started to forget this. This is why Sweet is very much misconceived.